Hello everyone, Newbie Prepper here, and welcome to my video. This is the first video in a series, so forgive any mistakes or anything because number one, here come my disclaimers. Number one, I am a newbie. I am not a professional. This is my first video ever. And number two, I'm shooting this on my phone. I don't see myself getting a big fancy camera anytime soon, although I might, depending. But anyway, let's kick this off. So, I've read a couple of magazine articles, a couple of short stories here and there, and I watched some YouTube videos on prepping and stuff. And while a lot of them are informative and they're good, I'm not going to knock any of them by saying they're bad because they're not. They're actually all pretty good. But they did lack certain things that I was looking for, such as number one, going through the steps by steps of beginning prepping. I didn't see any I really didn't see any that hit me in the sense of being for newbie preppers or beginning preppers or somebody who's never been into prepping before and decided they want to start prepping because things are looking worse and worse every single day on the news or whatever reason. Usually the consensus is that they already have their equipment and they just show you what to put into a bag, or they already have their favorite guns because they like those favorite guns, or they already have some land that they bought and they've got a vehicle all souped up and whatever and they're ready to roll out there. I do not fit into any of those categories. Number one, I don't have a bag. I don't have a specifically dedicated bug out bag. I do have a couple of backpacks here and there. So I can throw some stuff in there like a generic first aid kit and a couple of cans of food and whatnot and clothes and run the hell out of the house if I need to. But I figured I start off by going as professional as an amateur can go, and so I decided to start prepping and documenting all my steps of prepping. So my number one step was to get a firearm. The first one that I chose on was an AR-15 for specific reasons which I will get into as far as why an AR-15 versus anything else. Let's see. So, let's go over this AR-15 that I have, that I recently purchased. It's a Bushmaster. Let me see if I can take and... Oh, by the way, did I mention I'm shooting this off my phone? Yes, I think I did mention that. Anyway, this is a Bushmaster. If you can see it, there you go. It is a Bushmaster XM15. Quick Assault Carbine, or something to that effect as they call it. So that is what I came up upon. The price was pretty decent at under $700 at Cabela's. I'm not throwing any names out there or anything. I mean, that's where I went to buy my first rifle at, my first firearm. But anyway, I picked on this Bushmaster because at under $700, it's a pretty decent looking AR-15 platform. If I need to, I can expand on it and change stuff out. I have enough common sense and enough mechanical aptitude to change stuff out. But, well, some of the features of this AR-15. First off, it came with a red dot sight. It's not a scope, it's just a sight. It puts a little red dot. It compensates for the fact that it did not come with a front post or a rear post, but it did come with this rail. I forgot what's it called, a Picatinny rail. That's it. So it came with this red dot sight, and it came with this very first clip right here. It's a generic clip, but it holds 50 rounds, so it's not 50. Wow. Nowhere near 50. It holds 30 rounds, so it's good enough. Now, the thing it did not come with was this strap. I picked up a strap along with it, just so that I can holster it over my shoulder and I don't have to carry it in my hands forever and ever and ever if I have to leave or anything. The strap, anyway, so I picked this rifle up. There's several reasons for why I chose this. You'll go on various YouTube channels and sites and stuff, and they will tell you, oh, get a Colt or a SMP or something or another, sport this or something or another that. I've checked those out, and yeah, hindsight 2020, some of them look better or whatnot. They claim to be more reliable, but then again, reliability is in the eye of the beholder, as far as I figure, because, well, all I needed to do is shoot a couple of rounds. I don't need it to be combat reliable, as in I am going to be fighting in a military war. So this should be pretty reliable enough. Number two, I did notice the one that stands out in my mind for this price range was the Colt. It was a pretty decent looking gun, and yes, I know Colt's reputation. And so this one, the things that stood out for me were, for this one versus the Colt, which I don't think I seen a Colt there. There probably was, but I didn't quite look. But anyway, things that I did notice, dust cover, Colt did not have one. And forward assist, Colt did not have one. Two things which I think would make a rifle slightly more reliable than a Colt with no dust cover and no forward assist is dirt gets in there, dust gets in there, whatever gets in there, a twig gets in there, whatever. It'll jam up and gum up your works. You have no forward assist to push the bolt forward any further anymore. So, I don't know. Could jam up more often on the Colt, could not. Who knows? I don't. But I picked this one because it just looked alright. It looked fine to me. Anyway, the three mags that I also picked up were, what are these? PMags. Yes, PMag 30. Each one of these magazines is a 30 round magazine, plus the original factory magazine that came with the Bushmaster, making a total of 120 rounds. Making a total of 120 rounds that I can carry in just magazines. I should pick up another maybe box or two of ammo to go along with it. So that way I have at least 12 magazines of ammo. Even though I'm not carrying 12 magazines, I'll carry 4 magazines and 2 boxes of ammo. Yeah, the boxes weren't that heavy, 7 to 10 pounds maybe, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but they weren't completely heavy. Anyway, so I chose this rifle because, number one, ARs are pretty reliable. Number two, ARs are pretty customizable. And number three, ARs are pretty easy to use. I also have a kid in the house. She's 16. So yeah, she's a small framed girl. So, I mean, I'd rather have her holding this than holding a 12 gauge pump shotgun or a big 44 caliber hand cannon or something. So anyway, this is my first beginner gun. It was under $700 and it's easily portable, 6-7 pound weight, something like that. I can customize it any way I want to as I go along, whenever I go along. Seems like it'll work good. I yet have to take it to a range to test it out and have some fun with it. But that'll come soon enough. Anyway, this is the beginning of my prepping, is my rifle. This is for long range, not for close in quarters, although I can use it for close in quarters in a pinch, but for a long range, this will work for me. Thanks, and stay tuned for my next video.